And today's episode, we were talking about TNA this past week. 4/12/16 episode. So, the show starts off with Hardy opens up the show talking about himself and his last name. You know, that he's a true Hardy. I'm talking about Matt Hardy. He calls out Jeff, and then they banter back and forth, saying that he betrayed Matt and blah, 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 you know what I mean? So, the first matchup here is Beer Money versus Bromans for the Tag Team Championship match versus DK versus Eric Young and Bram. So it's going to be a fatal four-way tag team match for the Tag Team Championships. And Beer Money wins with a super kick from James Storm. We have backstage segment with the Hardy Boys. And then another one right after that with Maria. Eddie's backstage hurt because someone supposedly attacked him. We'll find out who later. Maria is out next cutting a promo. Brings out Jade, the new Knockouts champion, and runs down saying she owes her, so give her the title. She runs Jade down. Jade says, you have to fight for it. And out comes Gail Kim to cut a promo on Maria. Maria calls the Knockouts sheep. And out come the Dollhouse. Next, Marty says it's still their house. Jade betrayed them. And out comes the beautiful people. They say Maria isn't a boss or a leader at all. So finally, here comes Billy Corgan. Maria starts kissing his ass like, oh, I love your song, so-and-so, I love this and that and this. And then he makes Jade versus Madison Rayne for the title. And next week, a match to determine the leader of the Knockouts. Next up, we have a backstage segment with EC3 cutting a promo on Mike Bennett. And then back from commercial, Shane Helms is in the ring, out talking about people facing Trevor Lee, how they're scared. And out comes DJZ. So it's Lee versus DJZ. Even with Helms' interference, DJZ gets the win. Helms attacks from behind, and Eddie Edwards makes a save. Now it's Bennett's turn to do a backstage promo on EC3. And then we go backstage again. Jeff Hardy's partner for tonight is Drew Galloway. Now, if Drew Galloway and Jeff Hardy win, they get to choose a stipulation between Matt and Jeff next week. And if Matt and Tyrus win, vice versa. So next up, Mike Bennett with Maria versus EC3. Bennett taps out, but Maria distracts the ref. EC3 is pissed and loses by DQ by using a chair repeatedly on Mike Bennett. We have a backstage segment with Al Snow where he says he's going to go to the ring and publicly apologize. So now he's in the ring, back from a commercial break, calls out Muhammad Ali Shera. He comes out and grabs Snow, about to attack Snow, and begs him to stop. Al Snow tells stories about how he'll pay Grotto's bills, medical bills, and wants to help them. And he tells a story how back when he was getting into business, he had to pay his dues, and he was abused or whatever, So they shake hands, and then as they're getting out of the ring, all respectful and stuff, Snow throws Shera into the steps and beats him down. We have backstage with Tyrus and Drew. Tyrus says, Drew, you're a good guy, and I may be a bodyguard, but good guys usually finish last, and I'm that guy that could take you out because I have the number one contendership anytime I want. So now we have another backstage segment with Al Snow explaining himself, and Now let's just get to Madison Rayne versus Jade for the Knockouts Championship. Jade retains the championship. Next up is our main event. We have Jeff Hardy and Drew McIntyre versus Matt and Tyrus. Rebby hands Matt Hardy a hammer, hits Jeff with it. Hardy hits a twist of fate. Matt Hardy hits a twist of fate. So don't get it confused. To win, and out comes Lashley to attack Drew from behind and beat him down, and it ends with Lashley holding the TNA Championship above his head. So it looks like they're setting up for Drew versus Bobby Lashley for the TNA Championship. And next week is Hardy versus Hardy in an I Quit match. And that's all we have for TNA. Thank you for tuning in. I am your host, Mr. Mayman Sean B. Good night.